You know what the craziest thing is that these guys will literally they will have shows and platforms based around talking mess about black women. But then when the passport bro conversation comes up, they're encouraging men to stay. I don't understand it. How can you have 3 to 4 hour live streams talking about black women and how bad they are, and I don't see any hope, and they're not agreeable, they won't submit. But then the passport bros is like, got my passport, and they're like, hold on, brother, you wrong. That makes no sense. None. They will literally have women who are the worst representation of black women on these panel shows, and y'all expect black men to stay for that? Y'all mad at the passport bros for making the decision to go overseas when y'all got the worst representation of black women on your shows? What sense does that make?
So I'm not with nobody, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody.
Let's continue with this whole passport bro narrative, and I'm doing this so I can help the passport bros out, so they can have a rebuttal to the recent arguments that's being placed against them and what I saw in these YouTube spaces. I definitely want to help you guys out, especially with the narrative. You know, one of the other narratives was the money, or how those men or black men are going to go overseas and make money. And also the crime rate. We're going to talk about that as well. And I'm going to use Brazil as an example. So I just want to give you guys some insight. This was from May 2023. What is the average Brazilian salary? According to Salary Explorer, the average monthly wage in Brazil is 8,560 Brazilian real per month and 103,000 Brazilian real per year. According to the exchange rate in May 2023, it's equal to around $1,751, and that is per month. How much is that per year, you guys might ask? Let me tell you. So 103,000 Brazilian real is 21,000 US dollars per year. And granted, there may be some passport bros that already touched on these topics. I'm just going over once again on my platform so you guys can have it here as well. In regards to the crime rate, I heard one page they were talking about the crime rate in Brazil. So this is the Brazilian homicide rate from 2012 to 2022. In Brazil, they had 22 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. And if you compare that to the United States had 6.3 homicides per 100,000 in the year 2022. So this is an argument. They're saying that, hey, well, if black men are going to go to Brazil, then they have to deal with those high homicide rates. But if you guys don't know, travel.state.gov. You guys know that I was in the military for 20 years, and I also was a special operations anti-terrorism officer. Here we go. This is where you can get all the information about the U.S. citizen deletions overseas. And you can actually customize it to your liking. You can get all the information that you need on the country that you're trying to move to. And I got some more info for you. Don't worry about it. This is what it's going to look like. All you do is put in your dates and put in, from to, you select the country, you hit search, and it'll give you a complete breakdown of how many homicides they had from U.S. citizens in whatever year span that you put into your search engine. You guys see that? And it'll tell you the actual place where it happened. I just grabbed a couple of them. And this is for your own essay. This is something that you guys should be doing before you travel anywhere overseas. So if you look here, this gives you the Brazilian homicide rate by city. This tells you what cities you should avoid. I'm going to read it to you. This was just updated by Statista, November 3rd, 2023. In 2022, 9 out of 10 cities with the highest homicide rates were located in the northeast of Brazil. Mazzaro, if I said that wrong, my apologies, led the ranking of the most violent city in Brazil. So if you're a passport bro, do you think that you should be traveling to a city called Mazzaro? No. Let's keep going. Let's see here. The most violent city in Brazil with the murder rate of 63.21 per 1,000 inhabitants. It was followed by Salvador with a homicide rate of more than 56 per 100,000 inhabitants. In Latin America and the Caribbean, Mazzaro was the 10th most deadliest city. So, passport bros, there you go. So if you hear anybody argue, well, if you're going to tell black men to go over to Brazil and live, they have a high murder rate. There are specific cities that you should avoid. This is the information that you need prior to going over there. So this is your rebuttal. I gave you the information as to where you can find it. All right. So this should not be a concern. And also, let me add, the majority of people who are involved in homicides are either gang members or actual people who live in Brazil. It's a small amount of Americans who are being offed. And to the best of my knowledge, no passport bros have been offed in Brazil. Lord have mercy. These people will try and find every way to discourage these men from traveling overseas. But I got y'all. Now let's look at another area of travelstate.gov. This is where you can get the information about any country that you're going to go to. International travel, all you do is click whatever country you're going to, and it'll take you to a page that looks like this. This is again from Brazil. It says exercise increased caution. It's just updated. And it tells you where not to travel. Any areas within 100 miles of Brazil's land borders, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Guyana, all these places, they tell you not to go there. So as a passport bro, what should you not do? You should not visit any of these places. You see that? And then it'll tell you exactly what's going on in the community, in the Brazilian community. Country summary. Violent crimes such as armed robbery and carjacking is common in urban areas. Stay away from urban areas. Day and night, gang activity and organized crime is widespread. Assaults, including with sedatives and drugs placed in drinks, are common. U.S. government personnel are discouraged from using municipal buses in all parts of Brazil due to elevated risk of robbery and assault at any time of day, especially at night. If you decide to travel to Brazil, be aware of your surroundings. Do not physically resist any robbery attempt, etc., etc., etc. It sounds like the same precautions that you hear in the United States, but you will get a lot of people who don't like the passport bros to try and discourage you from going to Brazil or other countries because they'll mention the crime rate. But like I said, to minimize your risk, go to travelstate.gov so you can get all the information right there so you can move accordingly. This is how you plan. You can consider this like a pre-brief. So yeah, there we go.
How can I be sure that you'll be right for me? You say you'll die for me. You'll survive for me. Yeah.
go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Medium Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley.